Hello, on This Morning, the woman who says you wear the face you deserve. Joan Collins revealing her beauty and lifestyle secrets in the live phone-in, and the supermodel for 94 from Sarajevo.
Ronnie Biggs joins us live from Rio. He says he's coming home to face the music. Brian Turner cooks a budget Sunday lunch. It's belly of pork, cheap but delicious. And we look at fake fur fashion. 10:35.
Children's ITV gets underway in 10 minutes. First, the latest news from ITN with John Suchet.
Good afternoon. The Labour MP George Galloway has been severely reprimanded by his party leadership. It was for his visit to Iraq and his appearance on television there, in which he appeared to praise Saddam Hussein.
A chastened George Galloway, after his meeting with the Chief Whip, apologised to his party and the relatives of Gulf War victims. He was, though, still insisting his remarks had been taken out of context.
They certainly didn't doctor them, but these are excerpts from a very much longer statement.
The Shadow Foreign Secretary made it clear Mr Galloway had been lucky to escape with a warning.
He's caused a great deal of anger and distress, and I think if he had not been willing to apologise and withdraw in the terms that he should do, then the consequences for him would have been very serious indeed.
And Mr Galloway has been told that any repeat of his behaviour will see him thrown out of the Parliamentary Labour Party. Jackie Ashley, ITN, Westminster.
Lawyers for 3 men still in jail for the murder of the newspaper boy Carl Bridgewater 15 years ago this afternoon won an important court ruling. A judge gave them leave to challenge the Home Office's refusal to say why the case wasn't referred back to the Court of Appeal last February. A government report today on the Brea tanker accident in Shetland last January lays much of the blame on the Brea's Greek captain. It also says the Coast Guard could have acted quicker.
All you can see now are the bows of the Brea more than 12 months after the tanker was wrecked. The seas, once stained black with oil from her hull, have been scoured clean by wind and waves, but today's report shows she should still be afloat. Copies of the report have been delivered to the island by a Transport Department official. It concludes that seawater leaked into the Brea's engines because of damage caused by loose pipes on deck. A serious dereliction of duty by the ship's master, Alexandros Gelis, according to the report. He should have acted sooner to try to prevent the engines failing. Following the report, the government's planning measures to ensure higher standards of tanker crewing.
There's now an accelerated programme going on to review and improve the rules and regulations governing the training of officers.
We've got to look internationally as well as nationally at ways in which we can raise the standards of seamanship.
Police in Northern Ireland have rediscovered the body of a murdered boy. They first found it in an isolated wood near Strabane in County Tyrone. When they left it to summon help, it was moved, probably, police believe, by the killer. They found it 12 hours later in a ditch in the same area. The government is about to spell out its proposals for stopping single parents automatically going to the head of the queue for permanent council housing.
The changes to be announced this afternoon are designed to end what the government sees as an unfair advantage given to people who abuse the housing system. It isn't directly targeted at single parents, but they will be one of the largest groups affected. In future, they'll no longer be given priority treatment when it comes to allocating permanent housing. Instead, local authorities will be required to provide only temporary accommodation. The move was first signalled by Sir George Young when he told the Conservative Party conference there was a need to restore faith in the housing waiting lists.
He was put up by the Tory right at Conservative Party conference as part of the Back to Basics scam to scapegoat the children, the innocent children of single parents, to make them to blame for the failure of the government's housing policy.
On the early evening news, we'll report on the London headmistress who refused to let her pupils see a ballet of Romeo and Juliet because it portrayed only heterosexual love. This afternoon, she apologised. More details on the early evening news, 5:40.
Hello, I'm Fiona Foster. This is London Today. First, a childminder was blamed today for brain damage suffered by 2 baby boys in her care. She could now face criminal charges after a High Court judge ruled that the children's injuries were caused by severe shaking. Phil Bales reports.
Thomas Harrison may seem like any other 4-year-old, but he's mentally handicapped and has seriously impaired vision. Today, a judge decided Surrey childminder Christine Walton was to blame. The medical evidence pointed overwhelmingly to the fact that Thomas's injuries were caused when he was a few weeks old by a blow to the head or by severe shaking. Christine Walton was also to blame for permanently disabling Simon Hewitt, another baby in her care, the judge said. He now has epileptic seizures. For Thomas's mother, it's a victory at the end of a long fight.
I'm very happy today's judgment has gone the way we wanted it. The only other comment I really want to make, I should not be here today because this should have never been allowed to happen. How is your son? Considering his problems, he is a very happy little boy.
Mr. Justice Scott Baker's decision opens the way for Thomas's mother to seek compensation from Mrs. Walton on his behalf.
Well, obviously costs have got yet to be decided and then long-term damages have got to be decided.
Surrey County Council was responsible for registering the childminder. The council was also found liable. It had failed to tell Thomas's mother about how the other child was injured.
I've heard this morning, and the judge acknowledged this, evidence of a medical nature that was simply not available, nor, I think, would anybody claim it was reasonable to be available to the original case conferences.
Compensation for Thomas may require another High Court trial. This one has been running since last July. This is Phil Bales for London Today.
Other news now, and the Hackney head teacher who wouldn't let her pupils see Romeo and Juliet has publicly apologised for what happened. Ken Andrew has this report.
Headmistress Jane Brown appeared close to tears as she emerged from a grilling by a furious Hackney Council Education Department. She continued to decline to make any comment, but later the Education Director expressed her apology for preventing her pupils from seeing Romeo and Juliet because it was blatantly heterosexual.
She accepts that she was seeking to bring a series of ideological considerations to the content of that play, and that was wholly inappropriate.
Hackney Council has clearly acted quickly to stem a growing tide of condemnation over the decision, mirrored by parents bringing their children to Kingsby Primary School this morning.
Every child has got the right to go and see the classics in any form, or book, play, show, whatever. And she hasn't got the right to stop them.
The council's investigation continues and there could be further action against the headmistress. In Hackney, this is Ken Andrew for London Today.
Finally, Winston Silcott, who was cleared of murdering a police officer in the Broadwater farm riot, has lost the chance to appeal against another murder conviction. Silcott is serving life for the murder of boxer Anthony Smith in 1984. The Home Secretary decided today not to refer his case to the Court of Appeal. Constable Keith Blakelock was hacked to death at Broadwater Farm in 1985. Silcott and two others had their convictions for his murder quashed by the appeal court. And that's it for now. Coming up this evening on London Tonight, the final part of our series on cosmetic surgery. We meet the woman who's transformed herself again and again and again.
It's not an addiction, it's I've just improving myself.
Plus all the day's news, sport and entertainment at 6. Do join us then. Good afternoon.
Well, very unremarkable weather this afternoon. It's easy, in fact, to forget there is weather going on around us. It's grey and there'll be a bit of drizzle around too. That's the picture tonight as well, with perhaps less in the way of drizzle and light rain, maybe even some clear breaks.
Good afternoon. If you're happy and you know it, show us your thumb. Well, as you can see, Avocat's very happy, and that's probably because it's time for all sorts.
When it's an all sorts day, anything can happen. It's an all sorts day
today. Now just put me in the garden and I'll begin my great adventure.
You sure you wouldn't rather come down the park with us, Bob?
Down the park? Down the park? Did Columbus go down the park?